Are you a fellow mom looking to make a legitimate professional income around your lifestyle? If so, then I hope you consider enrolling in my new Home Bookkeeper Masterclass. This class has everything I personally used to build and scale my very own bookkeeping business from the comforts of home. Freelance is the future, and with today's cloud-based programs and technology, you have the ability to work whenever and wherever you wish. Included in the Home Bookkeeper Masterclass are all the insights on building, branding, and marketing your very own bookkeeping business, a pro advisor study guide to help you pass the optional and free QuickBooks Online certification exam, and a business resource guide full of all of my favorite products that I use at EDJ Consulting, plus a free gift just for you. To check out the Home Bookkeeper and enroll in the online masterclass, visit www.emmadon.com. Hey wine moms, and thank you for listening to this MW Network and Emma Don production. Now available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, themommywines.com, and wherever else you get your favorite podcasts. For exclusive content and early access, make sure to tune in on Patreon. Hello.
Hi, Emma. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's so beautiful out today.
I know. So you're here with me and my dog Zeppelin. And I also have my patio door open. So there.
Oh, how nice.
She might bark at a few neighbors or cats.
Well, I have 4 dogs with me, and they're all napping right now, but you never know what could cause a bark or two. So back at you.
See, we are dog friendly here. A few barks ain't going to hurt nobody.
That's right. You got that right.
As many of you may already know, if you are an avid listener, or maybe you've even heard her in the background, Milo and I rescued the most perfectly adorable golden doodle named Zeppelin. Since then, I have noticed a lack in the pet market. So the problem solver that I am decided to fix it by launching our very own pet company, the Fetching Barker. Fetching Barker carries the cutest, eco-friendly pet supplies available on the market, with a portion of the profits going directly to support global conservation efforts. We carry high-quality CBD for anxious or achy senior dogs, along with some exclusive handcrafted items. Get all of your puppy basics, toys, training, treats, and so much more at the Fetching Barker. The grand opening is scheduled for May 25th, but I am currently accepting product reservations now. Follow along on Instagram at Fetching Barker for products, new releases, featured barkers, shop updates, and so much more. So, hi everyone, and welcome back to the Mommy Wines podcast. I am your host, as always, Emma Don, and today I am joined by 50 Shades of Beauty founder, Kimberly Downs, and it just so happens that she is my newfound neighbor. So help me welcome this master stylist who's certified in teeth whitening and lip blush here locally in Utah to the show, Kimberly Downs. Yay!
Hello.
Woo!
Yay!
Insert applause here.
Yes. That's awesome. Thank you for inviting me. This is really exciting to be on your show, Emma.
Yeah, you're welcome. I came across your Instagram profile and I'm like, hey, she's my type of person. I got to talk to her.
Oh, heck yeah. And then to find out we're actually neighbors. That is, so we probably cross paths walking our dogs all the time.
Oh,
and not even realize it.
Well, if you ever see a chocolate doodle with no leash, that's me.
Okay, got it.
Because I rescued her and I had her I have a toddler. He's 3. And they gave me like a temporary leash walking her out of the West Valley City Animal Shelter. Mm-hmm. And I have my toddler and my purse and I have this dog on a leash, and it literally looks like the cliche you would imagine it to be. It was like getting twisted around. I was picking my toddler up and down. My purse kept sliding off my shoulder. And then I tried to leash her to take her outside for the first time after we got home. And it was just a disaster. So I was like, okay, well, get down. we'll get out to the grass and I'm just going to take this leash off. And she is the perfect dog. If anybody has any reservations about adopting or getting like a dog, like a pound puppy, definitely don't, because she is the greatest thing I've ever purchased in my life. And I haven't leashed
That's
her
awesome.
since.
And what is she, a golden doodle? What kind of doodle is she?
Yeah, she's a chocolate golden doodle.
Aw.
I love her so much.
Well, one of our, we have the menagerie here with the 4. So I have a Maltese. His name is Jack, and he is actually from Vietnam. I'm from New York, and I call her my beauty girl. Her name is Kimberly. Her grandmother actually brought him back from Vietnam, and where she was living, they didn't allow dogs. And I had Harley, my Shih Tzu, and Harley is a rescue from Flushing, Queens. He's the diva of the family. He's so funny. And they, so I fostered Jack. I'm what's called a foster failure. So I'm with you. I'm all about adopting dogs. When we moved here, it's almost 4 years we've been here. We adopted Nico. He's an Aussie Shepherd Queensland Heeler with the most beautiful, majestic turquoise blue eyes, and he's the best dog ever. And we've actually just started walking him off the leash, and he's doing great. And then getting to the youngest of our little menagerie, who's not so little, his name is Trooper. He's a golden.
Cute.
And Goldens have the best personality ever. So you have a mix of, the golden, sweet dog, and with a toddler. You could do anything to this breed, and they're going to, you can pull their ear, pull their tail, do anything, jump on them, and they do it. They let you do it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Poodles are exceptionally, they're one of the top 5, I believe, smartest breeds. So when you mix that together, it's the perfect, family dog, especially for someone like you that has a 3-year-old. They're easy to take care of, and they don't shed.
Yes. I brought her home on St. Patrick's Day, and I cannot believe how lucky I got. She is, like you said, like the perfect dog.
Mm-hmm.
And my 3-year-old, he is not gentle whatsoever. He is a rough and tough 100% boy all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like that with me. He's starting to get like that now that he's getting more comfortable with Zeppelin. But like, he dropped his cup on the floor the other day, and she like picked it up and gave it back to him. Or
no,
yeah,
that is awesome.
She watches over him, and like, she always asks, what I say is like, she asks permission.
That's
because
awesome.
Like, every time we go down the stairs, she'll like wait at each one, and then like if she sees another dog, she'll like look at me, and I'll be like, it's okay, you can go say hi to your friend. And like, she always asks permission, and it's so strange. And like, right now she's curled up next to me on the couch, which I love these remote recordings, by the way.
Yes, they're awesome, aren't they? Because we could be at home with our wine and just chilling out, and here we are.
Yeah, I'm here with my messy bun and my sweatpants, and Zeppelin's curled up next to me, and she is just so perfect. But like, if my son was here and if he was sitting on the couch, she would just like lay in front of it. She wouldn't even get up.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. Like, it's amazing. And my neighbors, they also have a mini Aussie doodle, and they were playing and stuff together. And the fella in that, my neighbor, there's 2 of them. It's like a young couple. They're so cute. But the fella in that relationship is obsessed with Zeppelin. So if she ever goes missing, that's the first door I'm knocking on. So you all have heard me talk about Real Good Foods before. If you follow me on Instagram, and if you don't, you definitely should, you'll have seen Milo devouring the Real Good Foods pizza. Well, my favorite frozen food company is now launching ice cream. Real good ice cream. No icy or chalky texture like other light ice creams. It's made with fresh milk and cream, giving it that smooth, creamy goodness we all love. On a sweet note, there's only 4 grams of sugar. The new Real Good ice creams are sweetened with allulose, a naturally occurring sweetener found in things like figs and dates. This rare sugar has 1/10 of the calories of typical cane sugars, leaving this guilt-free frozen treat with a low 180 calories per serving. You can find this Real Good ice cream online at Real Good Foods and Vitamin Shop.
That's so funny. So how old is Zeppelin, and do you know her background, like where she came from?
Yeah, and it's actually a sad story.
Oh.
So there is a golden doodle breeder up in a city called Rexburg, Idaho.
Okay, I've heard of it.
There's it was a younger couple who adopted her, and she was born on March 27th of 2019, so she just turned a year. And I feel so bad. They used really aggressive and abusive training tactics with her, which I am not even sure why. That might have just been how, like, their dogs were raised in their home, but she's like the sweetest, smartest, like, calmest dog I've ever had. I don't even know, like, I haven't done any training. She just, like, I feel like maybe is grateful because she was a pound puppy.
100%.
So, like, she just kind of is like, oh, this woman's nice to me, I'm gonna be a good dog. But the people at the pound said that she had anxiety and that she needed somebody who was gonna
there goes my menagerie down the stairs. So my neighbor just started his loud car, so they're downstairs now, barking away. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
Aww. So,
and
Zeppelin has quite the story.
She does. And then, so her owner, the people who bought her from this breeder, surrendered her to the West Valley City Animal Shelter.
Mm-hmm.
My son has been begging for a dog. And like I said, he's 3. So I told him in 2 more years, we can start thinking about getting a dog.
Mm-hmm.
And he is like obsessed with my neighbor's dogs. And every time we would go out to the playground, my neighbors have a little girl about his age. So we all play together and they have dogs. And he was always like, mommy, dog. I want a dog. And I was like, you know what? 2 more years,
Aww.
We'll see. We'll revisit it in 2 years. Well, then he started getting me wanting a dog.
Aww.
And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to peruse Pet Finder, see what's, hanging out in the local animal shelters around the city. And if I come across, a diamond in the rough, then maybe I'll go take a look. And believe it or not, I found Zeppelin. I was actually looking at another dog that was listed on Pet Finder during the time that I was on the website looking at this other dog. They posted Zeppelin's picture. And I was like, I have to go see this dog. And the woman surrendered her that day.
Wow. Talk about timing. That's like unbelievable.
I know. So I went, saw her, and they're like, okay, well, we have a process. We have to get, it looks like she's already spayed, so that's good. But there's like a quarantine process, and then a vet comes and like gives her a little checkup. So it was 5 days that she had to stay in the pound for like, just like observation, quarantine, and the vet check. And then they gave her like rabies shots and things like that. But we came back a couple of days later, and I introduced Zeppelin to Milo, which is my son, and they just fell in love. And I was like, okay, you're coming home with me.
That's awesome.
And then we fundled our way to the car.
Back to the beginning of the story. There you go. I love it.
Yeah.
But it was meant to be. That was like, the timing of you going on there, being convinced, power of influence of a 3-year-old, right? And then,
I know, I'm such a pushover.
Oh yeah. And then you got on there, and Zeppelin's picture came up that day and was surrendered that day. That's pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a crazy ride.
Yeah, it was meant to be. That just doesn't happen.
To be.
That was meant to be for sure. Absolutely. Good for you.
And it's nice too. Thanks. It's nice too because I work mostly from home. I work in finance. I'm a bookkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
So I work a couple hours outside of the house, like a couple hours in the middle of the day. But for the most part, I do the majority of my work from home. And it's just been nice. Like she does have a little bit of anxiety, but it's nice that I'm able to spend most of my time with her. And yeah, it's been great.
That's awesome. So now you have a new office assistant.
I do. If only she could answer phone calls and input data, that would be great.
Exactly. I'm always telling my two little guys I'm going to write them up for being lazy. They tend to be I've worked from home too in the past, here and there with, different jobs that I've done. And it's great to be home with your little furry friends at your feet or, sitting beside you and just having that, access to them. They're just such a feel good. They make you feel so happy and so loved. They love you unconditionally, which is, our favorite thing. Obviously, we're dog lovers with 4 of them. I couldn't imagine life without any one of the 4 because they all have such individual personalities.
Oh, I know. It was so crazy when I was looking at those other dogs.
Mm-hmm.
It was like just, walking through the animal shelter, you saw all of these different personalities. And there's some people who think like, oh, dogs can't understand you or they don't speak English or whatever. But I think they do. I think they all have a separate personality. And I think they can either maybe understand us or at least get like a vibe from our energy.
100%. I absolutely agree with that. 100%. Like our trooper, the golden, my husband and I, he just does the cutest things unexpectedly. Well, everything he does is cute when you're the dog owner, right? But he'll just jump on the couch like he's a person and he'll sit with his little paws hanging over the edge and sit up like he's a person watching TV or, come jump up on us. And he thinks he's the size of my Maltese, my 9-pound dog, right? And he's not. He's just so funny. So we always say he's like having a 3-year-old in a dog body. That's basically,
Yes.
and he's just a Jagunga goofball. He's just so funny. And he lives, speaking of ball, he lives for the ball. So we took him to the park up the road here yesterday, and my husband threw the ball for a good 45 minutes while I did a nice power walk. It was beautiful out. And he just, every time I'd go around the corner, there he was running. He lives for the ball. So cute.
Well, your puppies are going to have to be dog models because I can't just have a hobby. I always have to turn everything into a business.
Okay, what are you doing now, miss?
I am starting a dog business. And I've started businesses and like kind of flipped them.
Sure.
Like started them, worked them for a year or two, and then sold them. But this one I'm definitely keeping. And it's like dog accessories, everything, basically just everything that you could find. But it's all stuff that's super high quality and that I think is cute. It's like not something that you can just walk into a Petco and pick up in like 5 minutes. It's like cute
specialty
dog stuff.
Real specialty.
Yeah, specialty, unique, some like handcrafted items, things like that. So once I get that up and running, we'll deck out your puppies and take some photos.
Oh, we would love that. Especially my blue-eyed dog. He is the perfect. I keep saying to Steve that he like needs to be in movies or TV shows because he's that good looking. He's very unusual and very sweet, like the sweetest dog
Aww.
ever. Yeah, he's just the best. And then our golden is, I'm partial, but because goldens tend to all look alike, but our golden is extra special handsome.
That's not a biased
not
opinion
at all. My little guys look like they look little ratty right now. They need a spa day, but of course with what's going on, there's no spa to be had. And I know, just like me being in the a hairstylist, my clients their grays are showing. I'm like, please do not put box on your hair. Just nobody cares. pull your hair up, and it's the same thing with my little guys, so I tried last week to be a groomer. And I did okay. They had their baths and they got a little haircut and I did okay, but by no means as good as the groomer, what she does for them.
Oh gosh, I know.
They come back looking like little teddy bears.
Luckily, I was able to get Zeppelin in, and I told the woman to just like give her like a short haircut, just to get everything off and just kind of start fresh. I took her in a couple days after I brought her home from the pound, or I don't know if that's politically correct anymore, the animal shelter.
There you go.
But I wanted to give her a couple days to adjust and then, take her in. And luckily I did that because everything is closed.
Everything. And I had appointments for like 4 days ago, I got, right away when they put the mandate on salons and spas and stuff, including the groomers. It's done for now. So I'll have to keep trying my, getting my clippers and shears out and keep practicing on the dogs, I guess.
Well, my neighbor who has the 2 dogs that my son loves used to be a dog groomer.
Oh, lucky.
So I've been telling her to like start up a little mini business because everyone in my area has, like, everyone around here has dogs. I've never been in a state like, that's like the one thing I like about Utah is that every single person is a dog person.
Totally. I don't know if you've been to the dog, because you're going to little Zeppelin will belong over in the Daybreak Dog Park, which is a very nice dog park, where you will see a plethora of different types of doodles. All little, mini, big, all colors, shapes, and sizes, and you're just in heaven. I mean, it's just a great place to go on like a Saturday.
Utah is doodle crazy.
Yeah, well, it's like what I said to you earlier. It's great if you've got kids because they're smart, so they're easy to train. They stay clean because they're hypoallergenic, and when you're a large family, people have different family members have allergies. They're perfect for that. So there's so many bonuses to the doodle generations for families. I used to sell puppies. Can you tell? I used to work for a company called Puppy Spot. This is what I would do all day on the phone, is place puppies all over the country. But that's why I know so much about them. But they are great.
Oh gosh, I don't need another puppy. But if I could clone Zeppelin, I would right now.
Totally. And that, honestly, no pressure here, but having another, the dog having another dog, then they're buddies. You know what I mean? Like that's like their buddy, their best friend. They're, because think about it, dogs are pack animals. So they really are at their happiest when they have a buddy.
Warmer weather is just around the corner. So make sure to stock up on all your shorts, tees, and tanks from Zaya Active. Zaya has something for the whole family with the always popular and growing men's collection and even new kids and junior sizes. As always, you'll find your favorite premium leggings with new items being made from recycled water bottles. I just picked up the purple bomber bra and it is so soft, and I swear the quality might even be better than the original. Shop the Mommy Wines podcast event on myzaya.com/Emma for your order number to be automatically entered into a spring raffle. For your chance to win, head over to myzaya.com/Emma today.
Oh, that breaks my heart because right now I'm being selfish and I'm like, no, I want her to love me.
Well, I get that too. I totally understand that. And I'm sure Milo. So how is Milo adjusting to having the puppy? Because he has to share mommy's attention.
Oh no, he gave up on me almost a year ago. I was like the end all be all for this kid. Me and him, because I took quite a big chunk of time off during my pregnancy because I moved across country. I'm from Cleveland. And I moved to Elko, Nevada before I ended up here in Utah. But so I took a big chunk of time off the last few months of my pregnancy. And then it was about a year and a half before I went back to work after having him. And he was like, we were best buds. Okay. We did everything together. We would get ice cream. We'd go out to lunch. We'd go shopping. We would hang out all day, every day. It was the best. And then he became a toddler. And he is like, Mom, don't. You're embarrassing me. Get away from me. And it was, and it has just gone downhill. And now it's like temper tantrums in the store. So I get everything delivered that I can. And it's just toddler time. But no, he loves her.
Good.
Like, loves her. And I registered her as an ESA.
Perfect.
Yeah, because we are still renting, because we've only been here about a year and a half, and I'm still not sold. You're going to have to tell me what it's like being here for 4 years now, but I'm still not sold on it. So I haven't taken the plunge to buy something.
Us either, obviously. We're renting still too. And not to interrupt you, but we do love South Jordan. And I have to tell you that moving here from New York, I had no clue. Because when I would come here on business, it was always in Salt Lake. So I'd walk from the hotel to the office and back. So we got lucky, with South Jordan. And I'll tell you, I'll be hard pressed to get my husband out of South Jordan, because he really loves it here. And I get why. And you live in South Jordan too, so you know why. And, there's so many beautiful parts and pieces to Utah. And there's so much that we still have to discover, as I'm sure you do. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, and one of the reasons why I picked the Harriman, South Jordan area is because I wanted to find a neighborhood that was as close to the suburbs in Ohio that I could find. And because I am not a city person, at all. I would go way country before I would live downtown. And that's what I have found with my neighbors and things around, is that everyone is the opposite. I was talking to my neighbor who's from Tooele, and I was like, man, I've been looking at Grantsville. And she's like, oh, that's way out there. And I'm like, it's 25 minutes.
Well, anything over 25 minutes, this is what I have found. First of all, the average drive to go anywhere in the valley is 20 minutes, right? So anything over 25 minutes, I find that Utahns think that's too long of a drive. But us, you're Ohio on the Northeast, to drive 45 minutes to an hour is a norm. But here that's not, that's why. Have you been out to Tooele? Have you been on that side of the mountains, the opposite side of where we live? Gorgeous out there. Really nice.
So I like Grantsville, and I like Heber City, Midway, and Camas.
See, I haven't been out to all that area. I need to get out there.
I have actually... maybe I'll just have to come kidnap you when this quarantine is over, because I have been wanting to go. There's a bunch of wineries over on that side.
Let's do it. That's a date for sure. That's a girl date for sure.
And I have been wanting to go over there so bad. And also in Park City is where I do all of my shopping, because they have the best outlet mall ever.
Yes, they do. I agree with you on that.
So there's a few weekends I'll go, because really Park City is only ever packed in the winter.
Correct. And my favorite time is
and I
summer.
Drive a Nissan Sentra.
Yeah.
So I'm not going anywhere in the winter.
Yeah, no, you don't want to be. I'm with you.
So I love that side in the summertime. And plus it's when they have all their sales.
And have you been to Park City Sundays?
I haven't.
On Sunday in Park City down the main drag. Well, when you first hit the main drag, first half of it, let's say, it's all cordoned off, the whole street, and it's nothing but vendors. So you'll have artisans and craft food and, just different, a lot of it homeopathic, apothecary items.
Oh, so it's a First Friday kind of thing.
So we bought Nico, actually, the most beautiful dog collar there. There's a woman. Now, see, you and I will have to go to this, and I'll introduce you to everybody. She makes the most beautiful leather leashes, leads, dog collars made from horse bridles. And I forget what you call it, the horse leads, but they're gorgeous. And she hand makes them all. and they just are they're just very special pieces. To give you an example of what you find there, I bought a beautiful, like, you probably saw them in Harmon's in South Jordan. If you ever go in there in the summer, they have them when you first walk in. I've seen them there too. They're like a basket, but they're a bag. So I like to use that when I go like to the market to Park Silly Sunday, or Liberty Park on Saturday mornings. That's another really good market. One of my favorites. Have you gone to that?
I haven't. I know there's like a
Yes.
ton of farmers markets. I've been to the one in Daybreak, but that's like probably the smallest
Now,
one.
the one on Saturday mornings in Liberty Park in the summer, that's probably the best market I've ever been to, even coming from the East Coast, because half of it you could do pretty much your grocery shopping, and then the other half is all the artisans and, you know, your apothecary items and essential oils and freshly made kombucha and all kinds of cool stuff. So I didn't get to go last year because of work, so I missed it. But this year I'm definitely going. I'm making a point of it.
Awesome. You know what? I need to get out more, because every time I meet someone who loves it here, and I'm like, you know what? I'm still not sold. I'm still not sure. And they're like, oh, have you been here? Have you done this? Have you done that? And I always say no. And it's like, I don't ever, like, I just hate doing stuff by myself.
Right.
So like, if I don't have somebody to go with, I probably won't. And like, I have Zeppelin now. Like, I'm probably more inclined and to like go out and do stuff now that I have her than I ever was before. And that's one of the things that are crazy, is because I registered her as an emotional support animal, and it's because I wanted to travel with her and I wanted to not have to pay like pet fees and stuff like that. But as I was going through like the website and stuff, they were talking about like the benefits of having animals and the benefits that having a dog in your home brings. And I don't know if it's like the weather changing and getting nicer, or if it's the fact that I got this dog, but there has been a lot of changes. I'm going for walks like multiple times a day. Like, I take her out a ton because this dog, even though she's large, she has like the world's smallest bladder.
Exactly.
But like, there's 2 times a day we'll go for like extra walks, and you know, like we'll go out and make a few laps or whatever. And I don't know, maybe it's the weather, maybe it's the exercise, or maybe it's the dog. I don't know, maybe it's a mix of everything. But like, my mood is up. I have more motivation to work. I'm like in better moods.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, especially now with like the quarantine, I feel like the first week, maybe week and a half, people were really productive. Like, their house was as clean as it's ever been, and all of their work was caught up, and you know, they're going through and they're Marie Kondoing their closets. And now that we're in like the second, third week, I have noticed a huge slump.
New year, new wine. And of course, I'm talking nakedwines.com. If you haven't tasted the delicious, independently crafted wines from boutique winemakers around the world, can you even call yourself a fellow wine mom? Debatable. But don't worry, I got you, girl. Use code MOMMYWINES50 or click the link in the show notes below to receive your first 6 bottles delivered right to your door for only $34.99. That's $34.99 for 6 bottles of wine delivered to your door with code MOMMYWINES50. You're welcome.
And I am like, I don't want to do anything. I have no motivation to do anything, which is awful because I work from home. But I'm just like, ugh, I'm just like over it.
I don't think I would be doing as well, because I'm a stylist at Penny's across the street at the district, and they closed on the 16th. That was a nationwide decision. So I've been home since the 16th. And I will tell you that I would not be doing as well as I am if I didn't have the four of them with me. Now, what's happening is in the last week, my husband's now working from home down in my studio. My studio has now turned into his office. And he takes
Oh
the two big
no.
dogs down there, and then the little guys stay up with me. But I could tell you that they absolutely, you are spot on with your observations and how you're feeling, and the emotional support piece of it, and what dogs bring to us, the energy. They sense things. They know when you need that lift. They're there for you. The tail's wagging, that whole unconditional piece. Unlike children, as children get older, they depend on you less and less. Wait till Milo's like a teenager in his 20s. Then he's really going to be like, Mom, don't
Oh
drop me off
God.
at school.
I feel like he's
So it
already a
sounds like he's wise
teenager.
beyond his years already. But the dogs become more dependent on us, and that's, my Shih Tzu is now, he's probably, I'm going to venture to tell you he's about 14 or 15. And I had to take him to the vet last week for the conversation about, is it quote unquote that time? I'm giving you the air quotes right now. Uh, yeah. And because
Oh
he has some
no.
bad days, and I'll tell you, I took him for a similar visit 2 years ago. And you take him to the vet, and then the dog perks up. So I've decided that I'm going to start taking him to Petco and letting him walk around there, because there's something to be said about the smells in a pet store. So that is a true statement. The vet told me that. But it's so hard. And I was faced with that last week. And I even had put a post up in Dog Spotting Society, like that group. That's a good group for you, the Dog Spotting Society. You could post Milo in there, but the people will
Okay.
talk about doodles, and there's different subjects in there. But I put that subject up about, like, how do you know when it's the right time? Because you don't want to be selfish and not put your doggy down because of your own emotional connection if the doggy's not healthy for whatever reason. Like, his quality of life is
Right.
less than, best. So that was the conversation I was faced with the vet last week. Um, is weighing the pros and cons of that. But it's heartbreaking because they're literally your children. They literally are your family member.
Oh
And
my
she's
God, I
going to
know.
give you years and years and she's of love and hugs and kisses and jumping on your bed and snuggling with you, and basically your best friend. She's your best friend. She's your new BFF.
Oh, she is. And I was just reminiscing and looking back, because when Milo started wanting a dog, I was like, there's no way. This dog is going to be a total inconvenience to our life. It's going to be such a pain in the butt having a dog. All of the excuses you can come up with. Oh, it's going to make the house a mess, or, oh, you know, it's going to
Mm-hmm.
nip at the baby or whatever. I'm going to have to take it in and out, and all of the things that you can make up, that a dog is an inconvenience. But it's so crazy because all of those things, I was like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I don't want the responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to clean up the mess. And it's like,
Right.
none of that stuff matters. And it's also nice because she is literally like the perfect dog for us. But also, it's like, I love
Right.
taking her out. Like, I kind of have started to like that exercise. It gives me a little bit of a break, especially when I'm looking at a
Sure.
computer screen all day. Accounting is not fun. When you're like a teenager and you're playing that board game, like Life, and you pull the accountant
It's
card, you're
different.
like,
Yes,
oh
it's different.
man. Like nobody wakes up and they're like, oh, you know what? When I
And
grow up, I
crunch
want to be an
numbers all
accountant.
day.
So it's I I love it, but I definitely need a break
Mm-hmm.
every once in a while. And she just gives that to
Mm-hmm.
me, and it's so great. And my son, he dropped his cup,
That's a
and I
great
told you
story.
about that. Or the the edge of his blanket, because he has this blanket that he started carrying around. I don't know why he didn't do this when he's a baby, but all of a sudden he has a blanket and he has to go everywhere with it. And from the bedroom to the living room. He takes it up to the counter to eat, everything. And the edge of it was falling off the sofa. And I look over, I'm doing dishes in my kitchen. And I look over and she's like nudging it up back onto the couch with her nose. I'm like, this dog, I don't even know if like maybe she's like a person like reincarnated, because she just watches over us, and it's like the most beautiful thing.
You are very blessed with this dog. You're very lucky, and that just warms my heart to hear stories like that, you know, with people and connecting with their dogs, and you know what the dog does for them, and how I'll call it, that's your brain break. You know, your brain needs a break, and little Zeppelin's getting you up and out and getting some fresh air, and you're probably seeing that you're even more productive. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I've gotten so much more like stuff done lately, and I've always been like a go-getter. I've always been like determined or whatever, but I don't know. I just like, I take these little breaks, but she's also, not only has she made me more productive, but she's also allowed me to kind of slow down. And it's weird because like those things normally don't go hand in hand, but it's like this weird effect where I make the most out of my time. So I'm able to like kind of slow down and be in the moment later. And I don't even know how to describe it in a way that like makes any kind of sense, but it has just been like the greatest thing. And I sound like a crazy person because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just a dog. Calm down.
They become your family member, like I said, and you know they are like having a child, but like the opposite of kids, they become more dependent on you as they get older, and you know that connection is going to be great. Now Milo will have a doggy to grow up with, you know, and he'll have wonderful fun memories of growing up with her, and you know, different steps through his life that he's going to experience, and Zeppelin's going to be a part of that. I think that's wonderful. Good for you.
Oh
yeah,
it just like melts my heart. Okay, well, now that you've almost put me on the verge of tears, let's get off of this sappy, sloppy dog topic.
Are you a fan of the Mommy Wines podcast? Well, of course you are, or you wouldn't be hearing this right now. One of the best ways to support the show you love, besides obviously tuning in every Wine Wednesday for new episodes, is shopping the Mommy Wines merch store on teespring.com. This is where you'll find all of the Mommy Wines branded goodness, mugs to hold your coffee over cardio morning Java, iPhone and Samsung cases, premium ultra soft hoodies perfect for upcoming cooler months, and of course flowy tees and tanks flattering on every mommy out there. Go shop the Mommy Wines storefront on teespring.com and make sure to use code WINEMOM for free shipping. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Mommy Wines podcast. Make sure to leave a rating and review. To support the show you love, check out the exclusive branded merchandise on themommywines.com. For extra sassy, honest, and potentially controversial content, make sure to join me over on the Mommy Wines Patreon. Also, don't forget to check out the other shows on the MW Network. If you love scary stories and true crime, you'll love Tales After Dark. More shows are coming soon, so make sure to stay connected on social at Mommy Wines Podcast. And until next Wine Wednesday, mamas, parent and drink responsibly.